Hi everyone, hope you're having a good start to the week. First activity is a tricky word game, and what I've done is I've drawn this bubble, and inside the bubble I've written some different tricky words. So you can see I've done some, my, she, are, was, come, he and said. We sometimes call the tricky words red words, so the children might know them as red words. And the ones that they can't spell phonetically, so they've just got to learn these ones. And then what I've done is I've just collected some different things. So I've got some packaging, some food packaging boxes. I think under there's also a magazine, a clothing magazine, and then just some children's magazines that we've got. And then the idea is that they just find the letters of those tricky words inside either the magazines or the packaging that you've got. So you could use like cereal boxes. If you've got any like clothing magazines or like Tesco food magazines, anything like that that contain letters. And then they find the letters of the tricky words, cut them out, and then stick them down. So it's just a bit of practice of spelling those tricky words. And it's also quite nice because they're also doing some cutting, so they're practicing their cutting skills too. So that's the first little activity. The next activity is a number activity, and this is similar to an activity that I've done before in a video. And what I've done is I've drawn these like mini 10 frames, so each rectangle has 10 little squares in, and then I've written a number next to the 10 frames. So the first one is 14. And then the idea is that they just represent this number in the 10 frames. So I've got some old stickers that we might use. And so they'd put 14 stickers in the 10 frame. So they'd fill the first 10 frame first. So that's important because we want them to be able to see the number 14 in the 10s and the 1s. So they'd start by filling the first 10 frame, and then because the number's 14, they'd fill 10 there, and then there'd be 4 in this one. It doesn't matter where the 4 go, just as long as they fill this one first. And so you could use stickers like we're doing. I don't know if we'll have enough stickers to do them all, so we might just do stickers for the first one. And then for the other ones, we're probably just going to like draw dots, or you could use paint. Or if you didn't want them to draw or use stickers, you could just use little counters again. But I thought for this one, we've done it before where we've used counters. But for this one, I thought I'd quite like something either drawn or stuck down so we can see it and keep it. So I've done the number 14, done the number 16, and then at the bottom I've done the number 19. And it's just a nice way of practicing these teen numbers, seeing them as the 10s and the 1s. And like I said, you could do this a number of ways. You could stick things on, you could draw little dots to show the numbers, or you could use counters. So just a quick little activity using these 10 frames again. Then I've just got one final activity today, and it's just a very quick number formation activity. So all it is drawing out a few numbers that maybe your child does back to front, and then getting them to use Play-Doh to then practice those numbers. So you can see I've drawn the numbers, and then we've got some Play-Doh here, and we've just used it to represent the number 3. If you didn't have Play-Doh, you could always just draw the numbers and get them to go over again in a different colour, or you could get paints and they could go over it in paint. So a few different ways you could practice that number formation.